Hey guys. So I wanted to update you all on my Hagwon problems. The problems with my Hagwon. Yeah, I need to update you all on what's been going on. So before we start, I want to play a little game with you guys, okay? This game is called Where in the World is April's Boss? Okay? Alright, who's first? Okay, you back there. Okay. Where is he? He's in Korea? Is he in Korea buying me a new computer? No, no, he's not in Korea buying the teacher a new computer because the one I have is broke. But that's a good try though. It's a good try. Okay, you back there? Uh, no, he's not at the school mopping the floors that have never been mopped before. No, he's not there. No. Come on, guys. Like, really think. Where could my boss be? You back there? Yay, you got it right. Oh my gosh. He's in Thailand playing golf. You're so good. I'm gonna send you this Big Bang poster back here. Okay. He's in Thailand playing golf. Wow, this ESL teacher right here is barely scratching off, which is actually gone. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. That $1,000 was gone like a week later. Like off of just $1,000 check because they just cut my pay so much. That's the little I brought home. So yeah, he's in Thailand golfing because apparently Korea doesn't have any good golfing places and Thailand does. So they go over to Thailand, and then my teacher that I'm cool with just told me that like usually like Ajushis go over to Thailand. They say they're going to go golfing, but they actually go to get some some Thailand women, some young girls, some young women, and I go to the Philippines to do the same thing. They get like they just want to go, and say, "Hey, we're just golfing." No, you're just going over here to get some young booty. So I don't, I'm not accusing my boss, but obviously he's not in Korea to take care of what's supposed to be taken care of. So anyway, yeah, OMG. My problems. Now, okay, you guys know I was like upset about it and everything. So I called my recruiter. I was like, yo, I got to go. Like, I can't, like, you mess my money. That's like, like, oh, charity, mala charity, whatever in Taekwondo I have to learn. That's like just cutting and slicing my heart in half. Like, especially being a young woman in another country. So, I just feel that was a really slap in the face. So I told my recruiter, find me somewhere in Seoul, because April Jackson's about to leave. I had my ish packed. I was getting my house clean. I was ready to leave. Like, you know what? Some of my kids I'm gonna miss, I'm gonna cry, whatever, but my ass gotta go. So they was like, okay, we found you a school like a day later. And I was like, oh my gosh, where? It was in Ulaanbaatar, which is like the last stop on like one of the lines. Anyway, it was on the subway line, maybe like 35, 40 minutes away from Myeongdong. Shopping, like, what? That was meant for me. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was meant for me. So yeah. Anyway, I was like, oh, tell them I'm there. Like, what, they were like, okay, they were going to interview you. So I was waiting. I had my ish together. I was ready for my interview. They never called. So I called back and I'm like, yo, like, they never called me back. They said, oh, the school wants to make sure that you can leave your school. So apparently, like, okay, before, like, I came to Korea, like, I researched all kinds of stuff about being a teacher and, like, breaking contracts and all that stuff. Never, ever, ever anywhere did I ever see anything about a release form because they don't want to talk about it. But I'm going to let you guys in on this. A release form is, like, if you're having, like, problems with your Hagwon and you guys come to an agreement that you guys can leave, they can sign a paper over saying it's okay for you to leave, and your visa and everything just transfers. You don't have to redo your paperwork, it just transfers. So they were like, so my recruiter was like, well, do you have a good relationship with your bosses? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, they're really, really kind and nice. I mean, thank God they are, because if they were like a dragon, they were like a dragon lady and man, like it would totally make my situation 50 times worse. having like really mean people, but they're really kind. They're just business practices are just really jacked up. So I'm like, okay, I'll ask. So he was like, oh, you need to ask soon because this school wants to make sure you can leave. So I was like, okay. So 2 minutes later, I hop myself in there and I go and ask the director, which is my boss's wife or girlfriend for a long time. So I'm like, hi, she doesn't really understand English at all. Like a lot of these academies, like they're English academies, but the people that own it can't speak a lick of English. It's really weird. So I get in there and I'm like, I have a lot of problems. And number one is my pay. Like I'm living off $1,000 this month because you guys didn't went just cut off all my ish. And I was like, and my students are disrespectful to me. The computer's broke. There ain't no battery in my clock. The room is just it's just a nasty floor. I feel like I'm gonna catch Ebola. Like they put my finger on the floor. I just laid it out and I started crying because I got so over emotional. She was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "My house doesn't have any windows. I can't get any light. I feel like I'm in a crazy house. I'm just gonna." I was just, I'm a person like I'm a Scorpio or a dragon or whatever. Like we take responsibility for things and try to like figure it out and do the best thing that we can, but we just holding our emotions in the inside. And then when it's time to just blow, we blow like blah 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 blah, like So I just kind of. So she was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know your pay was just this much." Or this is her translation, my translation of her, what she said. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, your house doesn't have any windows?" Like she's all like nature and let's eat peppers and doenjanjjigae sauce. Like I'm like, yo, that's a spicy pepper. You're eating that with some doenjanjjigae. Um, she's like all natural and stuff. She was like, "Oh my gosh." She was like, "I didn't know this. I didn't know this." And I told her about the whole phone bill thing. I told you guys he didn't check my bill. Well, she was like, "Oh my gosh." Like she didn't know any of this. And I'll tell you one thing, once you tell a woman something, she will get the ish done. Like a woman would get things done. So she didn't know like all this stuff was like happening. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." She was like, "On your computer, it'll be fixed next week." I was like, "Okay, thank you." Like, "Oh my gosh, all I need to do is complain." I'm like, "Oh, and we don't have a printer." "Oh, we'll get that hooked up." I was like, "Okay, okay." So Monday comes, stuff ain't fixed. Anyway, they come in, they reevaluate my stuff, and they're like, "Okay, well, we'll pay." It was the boss's fault because he didn't check my phone bill. I'm like, "Yes, it is." Okay, cool. But I was just like, okay. So apparently he's gonna pay 30% of the bill, and like the double pay that I get at the end of the year, they're just gonna go on and take like that money. So instead of me paying like it was like 1,000, I already paid like 300 already, and 30% off of that I have like $500 left to pay for $500. So they're going to take that from the double pay I get at the end of the year, so it doesn't have to come out of my check now. I'm like, okay, fine, that's like 300 extra dollars. And I was like, hold up, what about that $300 gas bill I have to pay because I live in the country? Yeah. So when I told her that, when I was complaining, she was like, "Oh, we need to be paying for that." I'm like, "Y'all need to be paying for this." What? Oh, for real? Like y'all trying to get over on me? Like, oh my gosh. So in the end, they didn't pay for that. They just said, "Oh well, since it's summer, like you won't have to refill it as much." I'm like, yo, I get cold at the randomest time, the most random times. Like, I still am gonna have to pay for that every month, and I feel like that's their responsibility. My contract. Oh, they didn't increase my pay. I asked, I was like, "Yo, is my pay gonna get raised?" They was like, "No, but we still don't, we'll think about it, but we still don't have no students." Yes, we do. Okay. Apparently, I just found out that the Hagwon I work at is the most expensive in my area. Why is it the most expensive? Well, number one, because they have an English teacher. It's only three private Hagwons in this area that have a native English speaker. So they can charge more. Okay, number one. Number two, because they say books went up. But last time I checked, the books didn't get any higher. They didn't get any more expensive. They just need more money. Well, you guys are charging people more because you have a native speaker and books and things, but you decreased your native speaker's paycheck. So, like, where's this extra money going? Like, I just feel like this thing, like, it's not computing to me. It just, I'm sorry I'm talking so fast. It's just, things just, I'm just like, 1 plus 1 is supposed to equal 2, but it's equal 0 now. Tickling 0. So, anyway, I told my recruiter, like, he had called back that day, and he was like, he's Korean and speaks English, so he repeats everything like 10 times. And I'm like, dude, you just told me that. So when I talked to him back on the phone the day that I went to try to get a release letter, he was like, oh, did you talk? You need to talk to him soon. I said, I talked to her right now. He was like, you already talked to her? I'm like, yeah, like, I want to get the hell up out of here. I'm going to ask her. So anyway, during that conversation, when I started bawling, just telling her all my complaints, I was like, my recruiter found me a school in Seoul, and I want to go. And she said, oh, she understood that. She was like, oh no, no. I was like, it's in Seoul. It pays more. She was like, oh no, that'll be a problem. So you guys are not going to release me, but you're going to keep my pay at what it is and not fix any of my problems. Oh my gosh. I just feel so overwhelmed. Like, oh my gosh. Like, and for everyone that wants to come and teach out here, your problems will never be as worse as mine. Like, this kind of stuff just happens to me, unfortunately. Like, I always get the most jacked up situations of things. And I mean, I've heard of worse stories, but it's like a really mean, like, dragon lady and men, like, really, really mean monster employers. But my people are nice, but their business practices just aren't good at all. Oh, yeah. So there's an update. I tried to leave. I mean, I still could, but then I'd still have to go to a private Hagwon in Seoul, and I don't want to do any more private Hagwons. This doesn't really matter where. I mean, you still have to be in a private Hagwon, and they don't have to abide by the rules and the guidelines of the Korean government because it's private. So I don't want to do that. And they're like, oh, well, if you're not able to leave now, the next time that public schools will be open isn't until fall. Well, I'm done my contract in fall. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense, and I'll just stay. So I'm just putting up with it. Like, some of my students have gotten better. Like, since I've been like on TV, like they all saw me on TV, and like some of them like treated me much better. And for some reason, they think I'm rich now. No, you need to go ask the director. Tell him you need to raise Miss April's pay. She's been on TV. Um, yeah, and then I feel like some have gotten worse, but like, kids are kids. But even the other Korean teacher says how disrespectful a lot of them are. They just think they can just get away with certain stuff with female teachers. Like, they don't run that. They don't do that on the director nor the male other like two other male teachers in the other school. So trying to get respect from foreign children is very hard. So there's an update. So much, so much. I don't know, I just want to be happy. I want to be able to live comfortably. Like, I'm thankful for the opportunity to come out here, but when I have to deal with these kind of situations that situations like this that are unnecessary. If businesses just had good business practices, like, it wouldn't the issues just wouldn't have to be. So yeah, am I missing anything? Yeah, so I can't leave. I can't. Oh, I mean, I still could have, but I would have had to redo all my paperwork. And if any of you are in the process of getting paperwork done for Korea, that ish takes a damn long time and a lot of money. April Jackson ain't trying to put up that money right now. Okay, I got to be saving. Okay, I'm going to Japan this summer, and I gotta stay at the end of the year because I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully, I can go to school out here. Work non-teaching. So yeah, I just need to save money, but yeah, craziness. Your situation will never be as worse as mine, so don't fear. But just know, if you work at a private hagwon, that you probably will run into a lot of these situations. I doubt it'd be as many as mine. But working at a private Hagwon is pretty damn stressful. So, all right, peace and love to you all. Thanks for the support I've gotten from so many of you all, saying, sending me prayers and good wishes and blessings. Thank you. Like everything's okay. It's just, dealing with, pay and students. Oh, I gotta tell you guys something funny. So this is what some of my students do. This is the funny thing. One of my the boy students took a phone from a girl, and she was like, "Teacher, he got my phone. He got my phone." So I grabbed the phone, like, "Give her back her phone." I look, and he's looking up, trying to look up porn, and he looked up the Fuck word, but he couldn't spell it right, and he spelled fuck with a Q. He put in like neighbor Google Fu. It was, I think it was Google FUQ, trying to look up porn. He didn't know how to spell it right. This is why they need to pay attention in my class. Like, like at least know how to. This is when you know you're too young, when you spelling curse words wrong. Trying to look at porn, you don't even know how to spell. You spelling it with a Q. But he's a funny student though. But yeah, so it's a little light headed. Not light headed. It's a little light to make the situation more light. So yeah, I have to stick it out to September. I'm not renewing. Oh hell no, I'm not renewing. Yep. So thank you for the love and support, everyone, and I'm okay. I'm doing good. I'm happy. I've been, going on a little date, trying to do my thing out here, So everything's going well. Everything's going well. Trying to have fun on the weekend. So, all right, love you guys, and I'll be updating you all on crazy stuff in Korea soon. Thanks, guys.